everyone, it's Brooke from Naked Mountain Winery. I'm here with Dennis and Dawn. We are doing live tasting notes for you guys since everyone's home due to the coronavirus and our tasting room is currently closed down.
All right, so we are going to be trying 4 different wines today. These are the 4 that are in the April Wine Club shipment. They are going to be the Airy White, Chardonnay Riesling, Merlot, and a new wine, Talon. First wine is the Airy White 2017.
You guys might have seen this on our tasting sheet for a little over a year now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is 75% Viognier and 25% Petit Mencing. There is no residual sugar in this, but you are definitely going to have an aroma of sweetness. Right away on the nose, I'm able to smell kind of a very strong honeysuckle apple, a little bit of orange as well.
Yes, also, let's say a lot of passion fruit. Definitely would agree with some of the orange character also.
What would you pair that with, Dennis?
Personally, I would pair this with something kind of like a sashimi. We during one of our previous winemakers dinners, we paired it with Eric Stamer had made a tuna that was very similar to kind of a sushi dish, and I thought the two just paired very well. I think the Airy White had enough of a little sweetness, yet a little bit of acidity as well, to kind of go with a lot of that kind of raw tuna and a little bit of that spiciness that Eric had integrated in his dish.
Okay, so probably not Doritos.
No. But if you have Doritos at hand, I think this wine will go fine with those.
All right, so moving on to the Chardonnay Riesling, which you guys again are familiar with.
Yeah, so this is 75% Chardonnay, 25% Riesling, considered to be a semi-sweet wine. We try to shoot for residual sugar with this somewhere between 1 and 2%. This was almost 2%. This is about 1.8% residual sugar. Even though it is predominantly Chardonnay, it is going to smell and taste like it is mostly Riesling. And most of that has to do with the fact that it is in a stainless steel tank. And most people, ourselves included, we associate Chardonnay with being oaky and buttery and big and fat and full and smooth and creamy. And doing it in stainless steel, none of that is there. Stainless steel is inert. All you get is the grape. So this is simply Chardonnay and Riesling.
And right away on the nose, I get a huge surge of tropical fruit and stone fruit notes on this. Definitely, I get a lot of a little bit of mango as well. And you're definitely going to be able to, and when you taste it, I do taste the acidity of the Riesling grape. I feel like the Chardonnay kind of probably is the body, and the Riesling is really kind of the head of this wine.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, it's not it's not like your Rieslings that people are kind of are used to, of being kind of syrupy sweet, sugary sweet. I feel like the notes are a little more kind of a little more nuanced without kind of leaving your palate sugar coated.
Yeah.
And this is what I kind of really like about it, because it's just it just takes all the best aspects of the fruit flavors of the Riesling grape.
Yeah. And in the tasting room, we refer to it as our people-pleasing wine because we haven't really found anybody who doesn't like this one yet. So.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to see how many people that that would just scoff away at the name of Riesling, but once they do try this combination, which is a kind of a rare combination indeed, and they'll have a glass or even a bottle.
Yes, the nice thing about this wine is that the fact that it is blended the way it is with the Riesling and Chardonnay. Riesling being a difficult grape to grow in Virginia, we typically pick this maybe a week or so underripe, so it ends up having a lot more acidity to it. And with the Chardonnay being picked at ripeness, there is going to be plenty of sugar to get us with an alcohol that we're happy with, and also enough residual sugar. And that slightly underripe Riesling with that higher acid does help balance out the sugar very nicely. So makes it nice and refreshing. Definitely. Obviously, a wine with fresh fruits, cheeses, works really nice with turkey dinner. Assuming you are a person that does what you're not supposed to do and stuff the bird with your spicy stuffing, and all of those spices permeate the meat, and works very well that way. Or you can also use it in place of sugar in a fruit salad. Instead of putting in a cup of sugar, put in a half quarter cup of this and just toss it, and so you add your sweetness that way.
That's a great idea.
Almost kind of marinating your fruits.
I never thought of that. Alrighty guys, and moving on to the first of our new 2 reds. These are going to be a wine club release for spring. This is our 2019 Merlot.
Alright, so yes, 2019 Merlot. This is going to be the first wine that is released from the 2019 harvest. This is made somewhat similar to a Beaujolais Nouveau. Very simply, it's taking a portion of the fruit, and once it is done fermenting, it hasn't hardly any time to age, it is bottled, it's released very early, and it's typically used as an indicator for what the upcoming harvest is going to be like. 2019 is, or should be, a very great harvest.
Yeah.
The growing season, the vineyard winemaking was just excellent, aces all the way across the board.
And the long harvest.
Yes, it was. And so this should be a nice indicator of things to come later in the year. So it is 2019 Merlot, but it is a little bit of Petit Verdot. Just added a little bit to give it a little bit more mouth volume. So Merlot is typically made to be a medium-bodied wine, and so we thought we'd help beef it up a little bit, since it is going to be a little bit younger and not going to have as much time in the barrel.
No, absolutely, and I think the Petit Verdot definitely kind of gives it a lot of the structure of this wine, kind of to keep the Merlot in place, and gives it a little bit of a bite. I mean, I definitely right away I'm able to smell kind of very kind of wooden cherries, like oak cherries. As you can see by the color as well, it's very pink purple, so it's very light. And at the same time, I mean, you are able to kind of to taste kind of like a very silky kind of velvety tannins amongst that very light red fruit notes that it has, with a little bit of kind of a little bit of cherries, a little bit of raspberries, but also a little bit of smokiness, I think, emanating from the barrels.
Definitely, I'd agree with pretty much all that. Yes, there is lots of cherries, lots of raspberries. There's a hint of a smoky character, not too much oak. It wasn't in the barrel too long. The tannins are, don't get a lot of that drying character.
No.
So yes, it's definitely a red wine ready to drink now, not one that's going to really benefit much from aging.
Yeah.
So, maybe a year or two, but drink it now. It'll taste a lot better.
Hey, and moving on to our last pour. This is our second red. It's our Talon.
Yes, Talon is. Well, we kind of went back and forth. We were thinking of doing a Raptor Red Reserve, but we thought, well, we have the Airy Red, we have the Raptor Red, so may as well kind of keep with the bird theme. And so this is Talon. It is a Bordeaux blend, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and some Petit Verdot. So with that, it is going to be a little bit heavier. It's going to be more full-bodied, more tannic. This does spend 24 months in the barrel and then it was bottled, so the barrel influence is going to be a lot greater on this one. And I think it's very noticeable very quickly. I said you are able to get a lot of barrel flavor, maybe a little bit of spice from some cinnamon and cloves.
Some cranberry on it too.
Yes, it's entirely possible.
A little plum.
Yeah.
Some blueberries, a lot of your darker berry fruits. Yes, it is a little bit more tannic, a little more drying. Also has a little bit of a buttered toast finish. Slightly unexpected, but very pleasant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I would definitely pair this with kind of something, you know, a heavy kind of red meat, whether it's kind of a roast beef or you're doing steak, or maybe kind of like a bloody burger.
Yeah.
Just something kind of heavy. I think it would, you know, go very, very well with. And it's definitely it's definitely very complex too.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's definitely, you know, you do get a lot of aromas. I kind of get a little bit of violet as well, you know, kind of from the Petit Verdot. And you know, certainly after 24 months in oak, I mean, you know, this wine has had, you know, time to kind of really sit on itself and, you know, develop quite nicely.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I should mention that this is unfiltered, so there's a very good chance you might have some sediment in the wine, but not to be concerned. That is completely normal. So if you do happen to have some in yours, do not be alarmed and enjoy.
Alrighty guys, and hopefully our tasting room opens up back soon, but if not, expect some more of these as we release some more wines. So stay safe, stay healthy, and drink naked, okay?